Welcome back to CryptosRus. I'm George. We're all George. So Bitcoin holders, don't miss this. I know some of you guys may be feeling the FUD a little bit, unsure what to do. Well, you've come to the right place. Let me show you guys a few things. So let's get started. So right now, let me change my screen here. Right now, Bitcoin is a little bit down. 28.2. And I know it may seem scary for some of you guys, but you know what? I'm zoomed out a little bit. And when you zoom out, you realize, well, yeah, only about a week and a half ago, we were at the same level. Okay. And then you zoom out a little bit more and you realize, oh, we were there only last month, right? So yes, Bitcoin goes up and down, okay? It doesn't go up forever. So those of you guys that are kind of panicking right now, wondering what's going on, well, just sit back and know there are some stuff, macro stuff, and other stuff that's kind of fearing markets overall. For example, this morning, we had Tesla going down 10%. 10%, dragging down the entire sector, basically, right? Because people are looking at, if Tesla is struggling, well, that means many others are probably struggling too, right? So today was not good for NASDAQ overall, not good for tech stock overall. A lot of people just, fell for FUD, basically, right? So we have a lot of macro stuff to worry about, okay? And despite Tesla, NASDAQ doing bad, and SpaceX's rocket blowing up, right? We still have Gary Gensler. Let's not forget Gary Gensler's also driving FUD and driving crypto projects out. Just yesterday, Gary Gensler was grilled by Congress, but he still couldn't answer whether or not Ethereum is a security. Okay? I mean, despite the best efforts of a lot of Congress people trying to get Gary to actually say something useful, he danced around the whole hearing, basically, right? He couldn't answer jack. So, I mean, unfortunately, this is also causing some FUD and actually causing a lot of uncertainty, right? You got Coinbase that's threatening to leave the U.S. Think about that. That shows you how fed up Brian Armstrong is. They received their license to operate in Bermuda, but, who knows? They're talking to the UK already, right? And Gary Gensler's not making it easy right now, right? So you got a lot of factors to take into account. But despite all these things, Bitcoin is still basically holding its own. Yes, unfortunately, not holding at 30,000, but we're pretty much at the same level we were just a couple weeks ago. So nothing has really changed. And of course, Bitcoin can quickly bounce right back up to 30,000. There's still a lot of bullish patterns going on. And we are in the next bull cycle. We're we're out of the crypto winter. We're out from the bottom. The last cycle is over and we're starting a new one, right? So it's just a matter of time we bounce right back up to 30,000 and get to 34, 35,000, then 40,000, 50,000, just a matter of time, right? And again, got a lot to show you guys in terms of all these charts and metrics and moving averages, right? I seem to find one, or my team helps me find one, seemingly a new one every single day. Here's one. Okay, just looking at the channels, right? And you look at the points where Bitcoin's about to break out of this channel, and then it's difficult until it does, and then it kind of breaks out, right? Now, 2020 was a little bit different because we had that COVID crash that really kind of set things off or skewed things a little bit. But traditionally speaking, when you break out of this channel, good things happen, right? And that's not the only chart. I mean, here's one. Bitcoin is above the realized price, and whenever it breaks above the realized price, it's very bullish. When it's below, it's not so bullish. But when it's above, it's really good. That means we're breaking above our low, right? Here's another one, realized PNL. This is basically measuring how many people actually sold Bitcoin at a loss because they couldn't take it and they capitulated. And again, during those deep red periods that you see in front of you, well, that's when people, here we go. That's when people just gave up, capitulated, sold everything. But those also measure bottoms, right? You see it happened in 2015, it happened in 2019, and now it has happened in 2023. And what happens after these periods? Tremendous runs. That's why I say we started a new bull cycle. The old one is over, right? So you can't discount that. Also, number of holders. I covered how number of holders holding above 1 Bitcoin recently, getting really close to 1 million addresses. But what about something smaller? Something that almost everyone could achieve. Still not that easy though. 0.1 Bitcoin still means you're having $2,800 in Bitcoin. That's very rare. Very rare to talk to someone that actually has any Bitcoin at all, right? But this reached all-time high. Now 4.3 million addresses. 4.3 million. And it continues to skyrocket, right? So that's why. If you're in Bitcoin, you should not be scared of any of the FUD that's going on, either caused by Tesla today, or, you know, market earnings, or Gary Gensler, because Bitcoin is still moving along and on track according to his 4-year cycle, right? Here's another one too for real estate. So now you have the world's first Bitcoin real estate marketplace launches in Texas. So if you are in Texas, you can buy real estate and buy property with Bitcoin directly. Yeah, this is in partnership with Coinbase. Interesting. It's about time. It's about time to think about it. Why should you not pay for houses and property with Bitcoin, right? I mean, it's a very archaic system, and there's title companies, all that stuff, right, that you have to worry about. So I could see why it's taking some time. But in the future, this is the key. A lot of people have asked, well, what if I can't take my Bitcoin and convert it to cash? In the future, the end game is you don't do that. You just use Bitcoin to pay. Pay for your mansion or your yacht or whatever high rise that you want to stay at, right? That's the future. You just spend your Bitcoin. You don't have to convert it to cash. Why would you want to convert it to cash? You just pay directly with Bitcoin, and everything would be measured in sats, right? That's the end game. And also, as for Bitcoin nodes, 17,000, that's also a high. And hash rate is also a high, right? So part of the growing fundamentals keeps on getting better and better. And then last few things, this is kind of like world news because of Gary Gensler, right? Because there's so much fear in the U.S. because of the SEC. I mean, like literally every project I talk to these days, the main hot topic is the SEC and whether or not they're going to be sued as a security. I mean, like every single project that I've talked to have said the same thing. They're scared of Gary because you just can't get a straight answer. That's why, someone like Coinbase is thinking about leaving. You also have Europe that has done a much better job. You don't just have one person, but basically the EU Parliament is approving this framework to regulate crypto, right? So at least it's a governing body. Not to say that they know exactly what's going on, nor is this good overall, but still, at least it's a starting point. Unlike the US, you have one man that's trying to control everything without really giving guidance or a framework for anything, right? And it's just very unfortunate. And also, China is trying to do the same thing with Hong Kong. They have done the same thing. They have deemed crypto as a property. They came out with their own framework. Now they're catering. They're trying to bring crypto companies to Hong Kong, right? So all these other places around the world, they're much friendlier. They're trying to attract, but the U.S., unfortunately, because of Gary, we're going opposite. We're going backwards right now, and that's the unfortunate thing. But you know what? The good thing is Bitcoin and crypto is not just limited to the U.S., right? It's worldwide. So in worst case scenario, those of us in the U.S., if we get shut out somehow by Gary, he somehow convinces everyone to shut out Bitcoin, right? The rest of the world will be just fine. It'll suck for us, but the good thing is Bitcoin is not limited to just the U.S. It's a worldwide currency or network or store value, medium exchange. It's Web3. I mean, it's the future. All right. That's all. Let's do some Q&A. All right. Let me scroll up here. By the way, a couple exciting things happening tomorrow. A couple exciting things happening tomorrow on Saturday. So there's one secret and one not so secret. I'm just going to share with you guys. Number one is tomorrow night. You guys know Friday nights I don't stream, right? So I've actually invited someone to talk about Arbitrum, all right? So it's a dedicated video all about Arbitrum. But going forward, I'm inviting this guest, his name is Aaron, to keep streaming all about DeFi, right? So those of you guys that want to learn more about DeFi, want to watch another video on Friday night, right? You're going to start seeing that. And I want to see your reaction because Aaron is actually pretty good at what he does. Very technical, even more technical than I am. So that's coming tomorrow. Also, I've hyped up the show FOMO or Pass with Brian Evans, who's someone I've met recently, and we're judges and we're inviting projects to pitch us, right? And we have recorded the very first one, and that will play Saturday night. So I got a couple interesting videos coming up this week for you guys. It'll be good. It'll be good. All right, let's see what I miss here. Teresa, at this rate, we will be whole coiners by next week, all because of you. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you for your support. I'm really glad to hear it. Sustainable crypto. If Coinbase decides to leave the U.S., would customers have to withdraw their crypto? That's a good question. Maybe. I don't think that's in the cards yet. I think Brian Armstrong is saying it as a threat to make some of the Congress people listen. Right? I don't think they are actually like all gung-ho about moving out of the U.S. But if Gary keeps pressing, maybe. Eurus or RSQ8? Listen, if you have the money, right? When you're looking at a car like Eurus, you're not looking at how practical it is or how affordable it is or whether or not there's a better bargain out there, right? You're getting Eurus because you want to flaunt that you have the wealth. So that should answer your question. So why would you get something that's less expensive, that's not a Lamborghini, right, when you're thinking about a Eurus? That's the easiest way to look at it. You're not trying to buy what's the most affordable sports SUV, right? You're trying to buy an SUV that tells the world, hey, I made it. So that should answer your question. I heard Do Kwon, they found a USB stick up, you know where, for Do Kwon. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if people are spreading rumors, but I would not doubt that. I don't know. Why would you just not hide that somewhere else? I don't know if that's actually true, but you're not the first person to say that. James, congratulations. BYD or Tesla? Of course, Tesla. Of course, Tesla. Why is Gary not in jail for colluding with Sam Bankman? I don't know. I don't know why no one has pressed on that relationship more. Right? It's pretty obvious that they have met and there was something going on, but no one's touching upon that. Not sure why. Can Gary even be fired? Well, Biden appointed him, so Biden can fire him, but also I think Congress can change the rules, right? That's what they're trying to do. Congress is trying to change the rules so that there is no SEC chair anymore. It's a new position, right? So if they want that to happen, unless Biden fights it, which I doubt he will, they could get their way, right? But you got to get majority of Congress to agree to it. Tax partners, appreciate it. $100 million gold heist in person. I saw that, but not relevant to what I was saying today. Do you think Cosmos? I'm telling you, I'm talking to so many projects that's building their chain within Cosmos. It's quite amazing. But here's the thing: you could build within Cosmos without utilizing the Atom token, right? But Atom is, or Cosmos is building, because they're IBC, which is great, and a lot of projects want to do so. And it's also easier to build in Cosmos. I think that's why there's so many building Cosmos. But they are building that rented security that will add more use case for Atom. But I still do like Cosmos. I think they have a lot of potential, and more chains are being built within Cosmos. I've talked to a few up-and-coming projects that are really interesting within Cosmos. David, welcome. I'm still big on DOT. I don't know. I've never been big on DOT. Always been neutral. Love the new drivers-only reviews. Thank you. I mean, they're pretty much the same as the old reviews. I have made my videos a little bit better, I believe, than before, but car market still kind of sucks. Just very little cars out there. There's a video of Gary saying ETH was in security in 2019. There's a lot of things. I mean, Gary also said Algorand was great. You could build the next Uber on top of Algorand. Then he goes and declares Algorand a security. You know, like, he said a lot of stuff before that kind of just gone out the window. So, yeah. Patrick, I've been holding since 16K, still buying DC in the dip. Not worried about the blip. Congratulations. That's the best way to think about it. I mean, there will be blips. There will be dips. Right? But they really mean nothing. On the grand scheme of things, they mean nothing. They are exactly what they sound like. Dips and blips. But when you zoom out, you realize, I don't even remember those times. Let's see. I don't know why this reset here. Let's reset this. There you go. All right. Let's see. 24 hours. Doge got hammered. Let's see. What else got hammered? ICP, Arbitrum, Lido, all the good ones. VeChain, the Graph, the Theta. Man, I'm actually surprised Theta is still up here. They're holding better than I expected. Rocket. I mean, today is just synthetic went down 8%. No surprises today. Today is just not a good day. Zilliqa. Wow, Zilliqa climbed to top 100. That's a little surprising. Max B says, I think New York Attorney General throws out these lawsuits. I mean, sometimes they could be good. When the New York Attorney General sued Tether, I thought that was a pretty good lawsuit, right? It forced Tether to change. But this latest one where they try to go after KuCoin, but then declared Ethereum security, you know, that came out of left field. They didn't need to do that. Now they're just confusing things. Now they say it's security. CFTC says it's not. Gary Gensler, FCC, refuses to answer that question for some reason, right? So you got 3 different kind of agencies that can't agree upon something. That's the problem we have right now, okay? Like, we need clarity, and we need all these agencies and departments to agree on something. Is OMG completely dead? Should I sell? You have to decide that, but OMG was also declared security. Have you ever outrun anyone in your Tesla? No, I don't race in my Tesla. I have 0 urges to race anyone. I do not. First of all, I don't enjoy it. And second of all, I don't want to be pulled over. The last thing I want to worry about is losing my license. Grizzlies or Lakers, I've already said it. Lakers coming out of that series. I don't care if they lost yesterday, but they are winning that series. Data is being sued for a few $1 million because they fired their marketing agency. That's interesting. What marketing agency? Oh, I don't see that. Do I like to eat pho or pho? Yes, I do, but I try not to eat it because I'm trying to cut out as much carbs as I can. Clay the Great. We don't need George to pull me, Kevin. Like, what are you talking about? I don't know what you're referring to. Cadena, still holding at like 200 million. I think they could be doing much better. They need more ecosystem, bigger ecosystem. Audius, I don't know. It's kind of like, you know, a decentralized Spotify, sort of. They got a lot of listeners that don't even realize they're listening to a decentralized project. It's supposed to be more fair for the artists, and they could sell NFTs, right? Okay, I think it's good. Do you think Filecoin reaches all-time high? Probably. It's not a project I follow. Can you check on Conflux? I don't know what they've been doing recently. Still around $1 billion. Look at that. They really shot up starting at the beginning of the year. Because I think people realize that China's starting to turn more pro-crypto. I think that's why they started climbing up. But they really flat that until earlier this year, and they have gone on a crazy run. But I believe they're the only regulated blockchain that exists in China. Some kind of regulation. Some kind of regulatory body certified them or something like that. I don't know how significant it is, but It seems like they're the only ones that have that. Chicken masala. That sounds pretty good. Thanks again for the show. It's a highlight for sure. I appreciate it, Steven. And there's more. More to come. Like I mentioned, 2 other shows coming tomorrow and Saturday. I think you guys will enjoy it. And then also participating in spaces. You know, going to try to do more spaces in the future as well. So there'll be more of me in the future. Would Gary burn it down just to pave way for his handlers? I don't know, Beanie. I don't think he's going to burn it down. And I don't think it's that easy even if you wanted to. I think it's going to be pretty difficult. This interview was just hilarious yesterday. And not interview, this questioning was hilarious. Gary just refused to answer whether Ethereum is security. He tried to go after and saying the tokens, you know, you have to judge them individually, but he would not answer about Ethereum. There's something about it. He just refuses to answer about it. Ian did Leon. I appreciate that. And it's very cute. Appreciate you sharing, but it's very cute that your son likes my voice. It's my birthday on Saturday. I have no friends or family. What should I do? You should tune in to my show both in the morning and afternoon. That's what you should do. All right, guys, I'll let you go. Overall, you know what? If you're feeling the FUD, you're feeling down because Bitcoin is down, well, don't worry. Bitcoin's facing a lot of hurdles right now, a lot of headwinds, a lot of macro stuff, but nothing that's unusual. And we could quickly bounce right back up to 30,000. And after that, we could continue forward because we are in a new cycle and the fundamentals are getting better and better and better. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye.